Chapter 95. This craft is clearly heaven's gift to you. Sanshi was not afraid of death, so he spoke the truth. This woman was indeed flirtatious and made his heart itch. The truth often made people uncomfortable. Quan Hei's smile froze upon hearing that. She didn't like the sound of that. Does the young master usually talk like this? More or less, I'm a blunt man. Has someone beaten you up for talking like this before? Sanshi thought about it carefully and shook his head. Not yet. Quan Hei stopped and stared at Sanshi with a smile. Young madam, are you going to make a move on me? That doesn't seem like what a good woman will do. Sanshi coughed. This woman did not attack him just because he said something mean. It seemed that she was not a vicious person. Thank you for your praise, young master. I suppose I'm just a good woman. Quan Hei pursed his lips and walked into the courtyard. A servant came out to welcome him and said respectfully, Young madam. Sanshi glanced at the manservant. He was young and had yet to reach adulthood. His expression was a little wooden. He did not know if it was because he was used to seeing the young madam every day, or something. But he did not look infatuated like the men outside. Lil 7. Bring this young master to the guest room to take a bath and change his clothes. Quan Hei instructed. Yes, young madam. Sanshi looked around along the way. This courtyard was decorated richly. There were many red lanterns hanging, carved railings, jade buildings, rockeries and waterside pavilions scattered around. Dozens of people shuttled through it. Although it was not as rich as the original Song family's courtyard, it was not bad in comparison. He followed the servant to a room and waited for the obedient maidservant to bring the water over. He then took off his storage bag and other things. After preparing the water, the maid walked in with a towel and a stack of clothes. She placed them aside and finished preparing the soap and petals for the bath. Young master, do you need my help? The maidservant asked respectfully. No need. I'll do it myself. Sanshi shook his head. He had never liked to be served and bathed by the servants. Yes. Young master, if there's anything, you can call Lil 9 directly. The maidservant left quietly. Crash. He looked outside. It was late autumn, and the water was bone-piercingly cold. However, he was already young in nature to begin with, so he did not say much and just washed up. As he showered, he thought about all the strange things he had seen and was puzzled. The situation doesn't look dangerous now. I wonder what will happen later. The insects outside made Sanshi rather curious. As the cold bath water was a little unbearable, he secretly released his divine sense while bathing. Right now, his spiritual power was quite strong and his soul consciousness could detect things more than 1,000 feet away. However, as soon as he sent out his divine sense, he felt as if he had entered a fog. Array formation power. Sanshi was shocked and immediately felt that it did not seem like it. He did not sense the unique fluctuations of the array formation. Great Yin form observation. Sanshi secretly used the trick of the Grand Moon visualization method to increase the power of his spiritual sense detection. Immediately, his thoughts fused with the yin qi of heaven and earth. With the help of the wisps of yin qi in the world, his thoughts found a medium to converge on, and he could finally detect what was outside in the fog. Soon, his expression changed. The originally magnificent courtyard became a little unreal, like an exquisite painting. The lantern outside the door looked like a piece of paper that was folded from a piece of construction paper. It was abnormally red. The pavilions, rockeries, and fountains felt hollow at this moment. In the main room deep in the courtyard, a powerful aura was spreading and Sanshi did not dare to send his thoughts over. He reached out and grabbed the edge of the wooden barrel. Upon touching it, he felt that it was wood, but under the visualization of the yin qi, it was actually as thin as a piece of paper. What's going on? Is it because of the angle of the great yin visualization technique? Or is this wooden barrel really made of paper? Sanshi was speechless. He originally thought that the person who ate the worms was deceived by illusions, but now, he could not tell the truth with his eyes either. I have to go out and take a look. But I don't really dare to probe too deeply here, nor can I investigate the situation entirely. He washed dirty clothes in a few moves and got up to put on the yellow silk robe beside him. It fits quite well. Sanshi walked around. It's just that it seems a little too frivolous. I still prefer white and blue. Satisfied, he opened his fan and put on his storage ring. More than 10 storage bags were tied to his waist as he walked out leisurely. Huan He was instructing the servants in the courtyard to move a few bundles of mulberry leaves down from the carriage. When she saw Sanshi, she praised, "Young master is indeed talented. Are you guys raising bugs?" Sanshi was curious. "If the silkworm you're referring to is a bug, then yes we are." Huan He pointed at a wooden house beside the courtyard. "There are snow silkworms inside. They're very picky about their food." "Yes, silkworms are more delicate than normal bugs." Sanshi nodded and touched his clothes. "This should be made from the silk spat out by your silkworms. It's indeed not bad." "You think so, young master?" Huan He asked meaningfully. Sanshi's heart skipped a beat. He smiled and said, "If it's not silk, what else can it be? Where's your master and young master Huan?" "In the main hall." Huan He pointed at the center of the courtyard. Behind the high threshold, in the 30-foot deep hall, an old man was sitting upright and smiling at Sanshi. "My husband is not feeling well and is resting in the backyard. If the young master wants to see him, Heu can bring you there. Since he is unwell, I won't disturb you both anymore." "Thank you for your hospitality, young madam. I still have to go home, so I won't stay long." "Young master, what's the hurry? It's getting late. You should eat and rest for a night here before leaving. I'll arrange for a carriage and horse to send you back tomorrow." Huan He urged him to stay. "This I'll go out and take a look. The scenery in Silkworm Village looks pretty good." Seeing that this woman did not want to let him go, Sanshi changed his method. "I'll get the butler to follow you. I can also introduce you to the scenery of our village." As soon as Huan He finished speaking, a slightly hunched old man with a goatee appeared with a smile. "Young master, please." Sanshi's face twitched as he quietly walked out. He glanced at the two guards at the door and still felt that something was amiss. He walked over to where the refugees were receiving their porridge. His footsteps were very fast, but the goateed butler followed closely beside him. Sanshi quietly came to the place where the porridge was distributed and stopped. He realized that the refugees had already eaten their fill and were sitting in the valley to rest. He looked back at the manor and sighed. "What a beautiful manor. It's like a painting." The goateed man nodded. "In our Silkworm Village, the Huang family's manor is the most beautiful." "I wonder who crafted it." Sanshi was curious. This craft is obviously a gift from the heavens. Through the great yin form observation, he could already see the composition of the entire manor. It was a F***king strange piece of art that was folded and cut with paper. There were not many living people inside. The maidservants and servants were all paper figures. Even his clothes were cut out of yellow paper. He did not expect to see these kinds of paper figurines in this world. The goateed butler narrowed his eyes and chuckled, as expected of someone personally invited by young madam. She has such good taste even at such a young age. As Huan He's real intention was revealed, the atmosphere instantly became a little tense. At this moment, a refugee walked over and broke the tense atmosphere. He asked softly, "Young master, where did you lose the money?"